Today on the History Channel, we are talking about the biography of Mark Twain. We will cover important events in his lifetime and some of his greatest achievements. Now here's Josh.
We will be talking about Samuel Clemens, or better known as Mark Twain. He is known for his famous quotes such as, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog." He was also a humorist, but he is most famous for being an American author, creating fiction, historical fiction, children's literature, nonfiction, social commentary, and literary criticism. We'll be right back with Eric after this quick quiz question.
Mark Twain, being the great author he is, wrote 28 books in his lifetime. The most two famous books he wrote are The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Many people thought his book was a complete masterpiece, but other people saw his book as crude and coarse. In some libraries, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn was banned. They felt the book was too offensive, although the book was still the best-selling book by Twain.
Mark Twain was born on November 30th, 1835, in Florida, Missouri. His father was a lawyer and a merchant. When Twain was 4, his family was having money troubles, so they moved to Hannibal, Missouri, a small Mississippi River town. When Twain turned 12, his father died of pneumonia. Twain then had to leave school and become an apprentice to a printer named Ament, in exchange for room and board. At age 20, Mark Twain first became a comic writer for a newspaper. Soon after, he quit and moved to Cincinnati.
Later, Twain joined the Confederate Army, but 2 weeks later he deserted the Army and moved to Nevada, where President Abe Lincoln appointed him Secretary of the Nevada Territory. Years later, Twain moved to San Francisco to finish his book and occasionally lecture. Soon, Mark Twain wrote the celebrated Jumping Frog. The success of the story got his stage name Mark Twain recognized, which became his known name.
Twain got married on February 2nd, 1870, at age 34. In 1876, the novel The Adventures of Tom Sawyer would be published. And finally, in 1885, he wrote The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Twain's daughter died in 1895 after he settled in London for the winter. He then returned to America in 1900. Mark Twain passed away on April 21st, 1910. He was an inspiring writer and one of the greatest in his time. We will be right back after another short quiz.
Mark Twain often put his political views in his writings. In The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn shows how the fugitive slave laws were applied. Mark Twain was a liberalist. He believed in the freedom of the individual, governmental guarantees of the individual rights, civil liberties, and nonviolence modifications. The History Channel will be right back after this final quiz question. Mark Twain was an inspiring author. He traveled all over the world and had many diverse jobs over his lifetime. His books were very meaningful and unique. That's the end of our show for the night. Thanks for tuning into our program. Now back to you, Mr. Stanley.